Hello, and welcome back to my journey from normal to Norway. Um, just a quick check in. I'm kind of excited that I'm posting another video so soon. I feel like um, I've been posting less frequently and not as often as I want to. And so, anyway, I'm really excited to be filming and posting this video just a few days after the last one. But it's kind of more, well, this weekend did not go how I wanted it to go, how I planned for it to go. But I came out on the other end of it okay. So the title is going to be something to the effect of adulting, so you'll kind of know that coming into this. But the specific subject matter of it is car stuff and car troubles, which is just always thrilling. So basically, I'd been home all day yesterday, hadn't used my car, went down to use it last night to, kind of run some errands and get some things out of the way. And it wasn't like I have a smart key thing, and the car was not unlocking, so I had to unlock it manually, and then it wasn't turning on, and then my key fob got stuck in the little key thing that I never use, and just, it was a whole big mess, and I am not knowledgeable about these sorts of things, and so I kind of started to panic and not know what to do and freak out a little bit, and I'm also not great with things not going according to plan and when things change, and so I just didn't really know what to do. And then this awesome thing happened where a neighbor of mine who I'd seen around here for years, I've lived in the same place for almost 8 years now, which I can't believe, but I'd seen him around a lot, and he happened to be parking and getting out of his car at that time, and I asked him if he knew anything about cars, and he didn't, but he was really nice, and kind of looked up like the dealership of where my car is from, and they were still open, and they're right up the road, and so he drove me up there, and it was just really, really nice of him. But then at the end of the day, it was like, okay, nothing's gonna happen tonight, your battery's basically dead, you need a new battery in your car, so, have it towed or whatever, bring it here tomorrow morning, which was this morning. So then I had to get up early today, which I don't enjoy. I think I've said before, here on the weekends, I prefer for the weekend days to not have AM hours, but I had to wake up bright and early, and I did some research, and the insurance I have through them, I could get, towing or a jump start or something, and so I put in a request, and then about an hour and a half later, a guy came out to jump my car, and then it turns out that the guy at the dealership last night basically didn't know what he was talking about or lied, and the service there was not open today, and then we called around to some places, and they would sell me a battery but not install it, and I was just kind of freaking out, and it just was not my forte. And the guy who came to jump my car was really nice, and calling around to places for me and kind of using his expertise, but it still was, I was out of my depth, and it's so funny because when he came, it turns out that another neighbor of mine, this girl, had locked herself out of her car, and so had also called. And so he was coming here to help both of us. So I met her. Anyway, we ended up finding a place that was open on a Sunday and had the battery and would install it for me. Of course, I had to pay a little more for it than some other places, or than I would have liked, but I guess that's what you get for the, convenience of it happening on a Sunday. So I didn't have to, miss work or anything. So anyway, I went and I did it, got it done, was able to run my errands and do the things I needed to do and kind of get back to normal life. And at the end of the day, it really wasn't that big of a deal. But I think in the moment when I was going through it, I think I was more affected by it than I needed to be. And so I've been kind of thinking about that this afternoon, and how I'm not the best with rolling with the punches with when things go a little wrong or a little off. And so I've learned that about myself, and I know that that's something that I need to work on and improve on, and hopefully the next time I come across a situation, that would normally send me into that place, I can remember and recognize and say, okay, no, like, think about it. Is it really that big of a deal? And what are your options? There are options, and, look up this or call these people, or, um, yeah, hopefully I will just remember that and react better next time. But something good that came out of this was I was really fortunate in having good, nice people around me to kind of help me through it. Um, the tow truck guy was really helpful, and a bonus I can see out of it is I met two of my neighbors. I've lived here for many, many years, and I don't know that many of my neighbors, and it's a small building. And now through this process, I met two new ones, and so that's great. And I'm really glad for that. So I can see that that's an upside of this for sure. Not gonna lie, I did need help from my parents and called them, and I'm 33 years old, as I've said, and I'm still in that place. But I don't know. I don't know. Do you ever really completely grow out of that? I feel like I'm pretty independent in a lot of ways, and then there are these reminders of, like, oh no, like there are things that you're not prepared for, or that you are going to freak out about, and it's just really nice to have these people there who have this life experience and who care about me and who want the best for me and want to help me out. And so I know that not everybody is in that situation. And so I'm just really grateful for that I have them to call on, and knowing that they'll be there for me and want to help me out and support me as much as they can. So that's really nice. So anyway, that was just, a hiccup in the weekend, not according to plan, but it happened, and I got through it, and I think grew from it. And so that's another kind of silver lining here is that it was a growth opportunity. It's funny, I did think partway through it this morning, if I was living in Norway, would this kind of thing happen? And plenty of people do have cars there, but I just kind of imagine myself not having a car and doing the public transportation. And yeah, it was just, I can't help but go to a daydream kind of place, even when there's this like real life new tough situation happening. I still kind of go off in a fantasy land, and was just kind of like imagining, if I lived there, would I even experience something like this, needing a new car battery. Anyway, so that was kind of a fun anecdote, I guess, from the whole experience. Was I did not lose my daydreamer side in the midst of all of it. I'm going to go ahead and say that that's a good thing. Sure. So anyway, I don't know that this video is even necessary. I just felt like sharing it, giving that update. Yeah, it was a tough thing, and I didn't want to be going through it, but, I met some people through it and had an opportunity to grow through it. And, yeah, so not entirely an awful thing, I guess. Anyway, that's it. We're getting to the end of the weekend here, getting ready to start a new week. I hope that it's going to be a good one for me. I hope that it's going to be a great one for you. And I'll check in with you again soon. Until then, ha det.